Some of these books are just so weird. Hi folks, Harry here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I think are the top 5 most ridiculous Stephen King books. Stephen King is easily one of the best living authors of our time, and he is absolutely brilliant at what he does, but it's safe to say that a lot of his books are absolutely ridiculous. But something very important to remember, which I will touch on in this video, is ridiculous doesn't always mean bad. Often it does mean bad, but it doesn't always mean that it's a bad book. First of all, I'm just going to give some honourable mentions. Firstly, I want to talk about Rage. There's just one scene in Rage that I think is absolutely ridiculous, and it is the way that one of the characters is defended against a gunshot. If you've read this book, then you know what I'm talking about, but it's just that scene is absolutely stupid. There are also 2 stories in Nightmares and Dreamscapes that I want to talk about quickly. One is Rainy Season, frogs raining from the sky, it's ridiculous. And also Chattery Teeth, it's a story about a pair of chattery teeth. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I do love it. And also from the collection Just After Sunset, the short story The Cat from Hell. A man hires a hitman to assassinate his cat. It's weird. But now I'm going to get into the top 5 most ridiculous Stephen King books. So for my number 5 spot, I'm actually going to choose The Stand. But it's for one reason: the ending. Most of this novel is just straight horror, it's terrifying and it's brilliant, but the ending is so stupid. The ending is so stupid. That is the one reason why this book isn't a 5-star for me. I give it a 4 stars. But the ending is so bad, it is so dumb, it makes no sense, it's so out of place in the story, and it just made me so angry. So the only reason that this is going at my number 5, even though it is a great novel and most of it is really good, it's just the end is just so stupid. My number 4 spot is in a very similar situation to The Stand, and that is Needful Things. Needful Things is a huge book, it is so big, and most of the meat of this novel is just crazy, balls against the wall madness. It is so much fun, it's a great novel, and it's also quite scary as well. But again, the ending. What the hell was that ending? It is so far-fetched, it is so stupid. I can't believe that Stephen King was sober when he wrote the ending of this book. I don't get it. Like, the number 1 and 2 spots on this list go to books where King was absolutely off his tits on either pain medication or cocaine, so that's kind of forgivable for why they're ridiculous. But I can't believe that King had no drugs in his system when he wrote the end of this book. It is so stupid, it's so much fun, but it just makes absolutely no sense. If you've read this book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is gonna be a fun one. My number 3 spot goes to Rose Madder. For the first time on this top 5 list, this isn't just because of the ending. I'm talking about the last 400 pages of this 600-page novel. I've always said very confidently that if this book went in the same direction as the first 200 pages, this would probably be one of my favourites, if not my all-time favourite Stephen King novel. I loved the first 200 pages, it was just straight thriller with aspects of horror, and I absolutely loved it. And then King shoehorned in a supernatural aspect in the last 400 pages that just made the book so unbelievably dumb. King did a similar thing in Lisey's story, but I didn't seem to mind this one so much. I thought that the crazy, stupid, supernatural element in this book wasn't exactly shoehorned in. I thought it worked its way in quite naturally, and it was a really interesting reading experience. But the thing with Rose Madder was just so unbelievably dumb. This is another book where I can't believe Stephen King was completely sober when he wrote it. It's just absolute madness. The things with the painting, the things with the bull, the things with the temple. It was absolute madness, and I'm not going to spoil what it is. I just gave a few buzzwords to describe what's going on, but oh my god. What was this? It's so mental and it's so ridiculous. It is enjoyable, it is laughably ridiculous, and it is kind of fun. And I guarantee that if I read this book again, I've only read it the once, but if I read it again, that I would definitely have a newfound appreciation for it, and I know that I would like it a lot more upon a reread. So at the moment, this is one of my least favourite Stephen King books, but I know that it would get better if I read it again. One thing that will never change is I think that this book is absolutely stupid. I'm gonna have a lot of fun talking about this next one. My number 2 spot also happens to be my least favourite Stephen King book of all time, and also my least favourite book of all time by any author, and that is Dreamcatcher. What is this book? Like, what is it? What is this book? Is there a single thing that's enjoyable about this book? No, there's not. Some people might like the friendship aspect, but honestly, I didn't care for it. Honestly, I think that this book is just a steaming pile of shit, and there's nothing about it that I enjoy, not a single thing. Actually, there's one reference to it in this book, that's the only thing I like about it, but it lasts for a couple of lines. Everything about this book sucks. But I'm not here to talk about the quality of the book, I'm here to talk about the ridiculousness of the book. When Stephen King does aliens, it just goes really, really weird. It's absolutely bizarre, and not in a good way. There's not much that I really want to say about this book, because honestly I don't really like talking about it because I hate it so much. But as soon as one of the main characters shits an alien out of his ass, it all goes completely haywire, and it absolutely sucks. I never want to read this book again. This is not like Rose Madder where I'd appreciate it more upon a reread. I never want to look inside this book ever again. Not only because it's stupid, it's just bad. It is so bad. But my number one spot is actually a book that I enjoy a lot. And that book is The Tommyknockers. I know just me saying that I like this book is going to get me a lot of hate, I'm sorry. Because a lot of constant readers do not enjoy The Tommyknockers, but I really like it. Let's be honest, this book is objectively bad. It is a bad book. But I did really enjoy it. But this book is so stupid. The whole concept of the book is that this woman named Bobby randomly is walking in the woods with her dog, and she trips on a piece of metal that turns out to be a buried alien spaceship. This spaceship is leaking an invisible gas which is turning people into the previous inhabitants of the spaceship. So basically the townspeople are being turned into aliens. But these aliens are like really smart, and they end up making weird technology, and their teeth start falling out, their skin starts to go weird. It's just a bizarre book. But also the ending. Oh my god, I've never read anything more ridiculous than the ending of The Tommyknockers. And as much as I love it, I know that it's bad. I know that this book is really bad. Even Stephen King has said that The Tommyknockers, and actually funny enough Dreamcatcher, is one of his worst ever books. And I do agree, but it's just a personal thing that's making me like this book. I just really enjoyed it. I love how fun it was, and I loved how ridiculous it was. But I enjoy this book because it is ridiculous, and that's mainly the reason why I put this at number 1. And it's just to demonstrate that no matter how ridiculous the book may be, you can still find enjoyment in it. Like, my favourite book of all time, Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, is easily the weirdest book I've ever read, but it's also the best book I've ever read, and I just really appreciate absolutely bizarre literature. And that is why I love The Tommyknockers, because it is so mental. Those are, in my opinion, the top 5 most ridiculous Stephen King books. Let me know if you agreed with my list, and let me know if you think I've missed any out. Let me know in the comments down below, because I really want to know. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a big fat thumbs up, and please consider subscribing for more bookish videos from me. All of my social media links, so that's my Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, Letterboxd, TikTok, all of that is in the description down below, and I will see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.